Here's prospects, and we mentioned it at the beginning. Joey Aguilar, a redshirt senior, started at UCLA this season, and then when Nico bounced, they almost did a little trade. And Aguilar caught my attention, I think 2 or 3 years ago, one of these Thursday night, Friday night football games, Appalachian State. I think it was against NC State, maybe. Pouring rain, torrential downpour. Aguilar just fourth quarter comeback, rallies the troops, puts the team on his back, takes him down the field, throwing darts. And then, it kind of went away for a little bit, and now he's back in Tennessee playing very high-level football.
Yeah, he really is. I think when you watch him play, you see the deep ball. You see a kid that I think is I think everything he's gone through in his college career, I think it's that maturity. We've talked about it a lot. College starts translate. The number of college starts translate a lot of the time to success in the NFL because you're calmer, you've got a better feel, you're not rushed. And I think when you watch him play, you see a guy who's matured. Now, is he a frontline guy that you're going to consider in the first round? No, I don't think he is. But I think what you see is you see a guy with a lot of the physical tools to at least be a backup quarterback in the NFL. And I think the maturity he has gained throughout this process is really going to help him. He's a guy I think's got a really bright future. Now, like I said, I'm not saying he's going to be a first-round pick, not even saying he's going to be a starter at the next level. But I think the maturity and the talent gives him a chance to carve out a role in the NFL as that backup guy that has a good career. They don't have a ton of like senior weapons. I know you're going to throw all the underclassmen out there because you know all those guys. But the Kittlesman kid, we talk about him whenever we talk about Tennessee. He's an underrated tight end, almost 6'5", 260, smooth and fluid, not twitchy and explosive, catches the ball well. He's been a good weapon for Aguilar. And defensively, they are loaded. Their whole D-line, Josh Josephs, Dominic Bailey. Josephs obviously is their best prospect. I mean, this kid is a legit edge guy. He gets after guys. But that whole D-line, Dominic Bailey, more of a power defensive end. Then you have the Bryson Easton, the Jackson Moy guy, 2 defensive tackles, good football players, both over 300 pounds. They've got that sort of joker safety, Jalen McMurray. And you talked about him last time, the Turrentine kid, the DB. And I'll give you one tidbit on the Tennessee guys that I just found out this week when I was talking to a handful of scouts around the league about unrelated stuff. But it turned out 3 or 4 of them that I spoke to all have Tennessee on their that's in their area. And all of them said, these people got to realize McCoy should not be a guy people are talking about as a high pick. They said he's not going. They said, A, most likely from what they've heard, he is going back. And they said, B, even if he does, he may not even go that high because people don't know where he's at medically. They said there's some real concerns when he's going to be full speed to be able to test and show stuff. So a handful of scouts told me this week, they said he pumped the brakes. They said not that he's not going to have eventually a very good NFL career, but they said right now there's a good chance he's not coming out this year. Even though they're saying he's getting ready. I got told there's a good chance he's going to sit this year and either come back next year and get that NIL money or come out and not really expect to be a first-round pick because of the injury history.
Yeah, I've been kind of perplexed by everybody just anointing him some kind of blue chip prospect because this day and age, you see guys fly back from the ACL injury. This has been lingering now. And at this point, like, unless Tennessee wins this game, it might not even be worth him coming back. Like, if they don't have a shot at the college football playoff. And I just go back to last year's draft. Everybody was talking about Will Johnson, and he was hurt. He was injured.
Yep.
And
and remember, this isn't an injury from last season. This is an injury from January.
Yeah.
So he's right now at that 9-month period. And I know when I blew my knee out, not that I'm a top athlete, but the thing I kept hearing from different NFL people, I asked for information, said 9 months is the big, you sort of draw that line in the sand. If you come back before that 9th month is up and get out there and really start practicing, they say the injury rate is astronomical. They say you got to get past that before you even start really practicing. So you got to think he's being cautious. I think his film is good from prior to the injury.
Sure.
But do you risk it? To me, it'd be crazy to try to play this year. Either come out and roll the dice on what NFL teams see medically, or get paid, stay at Tennessee, and play for another year. And then you have a chance to really prove yourself as a top corner in the draft.
Yeah, 5'10" and 6/8 inches, 193 pounds. I don't know what's going to happen with Jermod McCoy.
Well, 5'10" corners
Yeah,
they're coming off an ACL. I wouldn't bet the history is very strong to those guys. I would think it's
a
not something a lot of
tough
teams
sell in
like.
the war room.
Yeah, exactly. That's a tough battle to fight if you're a scout.
One guy though who caught my attention, Chris Brazel the second out of Tennessee, 6'4" and
You've
5'8".
mentioned him a few times. I always forget about him.
200 pounds. He's a little bit raw with the route runner, but he's got some long speed, uses his body well. You see him box guys out. Definitely want to see him kind of polish up the route tree, but he'll be in that day two conversation. I do believe that. And Dean Bishop is a running back that's a redshirt sophomore. Just keep an eye on him in the future. We try to give you all the draft eligible players, and Arian Carter is having a very good year. The junior linebacker, 6'1", 236 pounds, should test very well. Of course, Star Thomas was the feature back. He ran into some injury issues, and he's a senior with, I think, 1 year of eligibility left. So maybe with the injury, he returns back for another year. And then just a guy that'll probably be in a training camp, Tyree West, 6'1" and 4/8, 277-pound defensive tackle, a little bit light, but 33 2/8-inch arms, big old gargantuan hands. Maybe Tyree West is a guy that gets brought into a training camp. And you like to talk special teams. He's on our radar, Russ, as a redshirt junior. Jackson Ross. I'm just telling you, Jackson Ross, the big 6'3", 205-pound punter out of Australia. These Australia punters are hot commodities now, but he's